welcome to the SciFirst Movie Talk episode. So in this episode, I'm bringing you everything I have got for my collections, TV, movies, games, not movies actually this time around, but yes, TV series and games, to be quite honest with you, for those kind of collections I have. Ever building, ever growing, never seem to stop, but that's the idea. I have been collecting for quite some time now, since I was too young to remember, but nonetheless, without saying how old I am. But yeah, everything I've got for those collections over the course of February 2023. Does include a little bit of what I got before Christmas, because like I said, I'm kind of filtering that through. I did miss a month, I think, and kind of fell behind a little bit. But as you can see, this is going out on the 28th of December, 28th of February, so dead on the end of the month, so I've caught it this time around. That's the general idea, try and keep these things moving, and like I've said before, I do use these episodes to kind of filter through what I've bought into the collections, if you like. So I use it as kind of like a marker in the sand for them, so until I've done these videos, everything just remains in a great big pile that keeps on ever growing up. So yes, this is a bit of a mixture, but yeah, mostly what I've got over the course of February, and really what I've tried to do this time around is just continue with my TV collections. Winter months, it's nice to watch a bit of TV, catch up with a few shows and things, and when I say catch up with a few shows, I mean shows that were probably out about 20 years ago, but nonetheless, catch up with a few of those. And so this time around, I've kind of picked up a few cheap bargains, I think, certainly for the PlayStation 2, which is another thing that I've done, and a couple of cheap TV series, just to kind of bolster up some of the collections that I have, and a couple of DC TV series as well. We are nearing completion with all of those, we really are, but just the odd one or two now that we need to do, which is sad in a way, because that brings to the end of like an era of watching. I think we've been watching them on and off now for the past 3 or 4 years, so there's been some hefty watching in the DCEU universe, you know. But nonetheless, rather than me waffling on, I do hope everybody's happy and well and everything. So just to kind of say that, but you know, plodding on. It's February, it's into the year. We've got January out the way, which is the main thing, isn't it? And now hopefully we can head off into the warmer months, certainly in the UK. I don't know about the rest of the world, obviously different places, different climates and stuff, but yeah, we will hopefully be heading off into the warmer climes, which means we'll be able to get out and about, which is the best, because then we can hit the markets, hit the streets, hit the shops, second-hand shops and things like that, have some nice days out and about. So expect more to come. But yeah, just starting really, we'll crack on. So I have got Spooks Season 4. So this was a British kind of crime drama type thing with regards to, I've only ever seen the first series, but it's about the Secret Service, I suppose, the MI6 or MI4 or whatever it is. MI5, in fact. I was halfway there, wasn't I, between the two numbers. But yeah, Spooks Season 4. So again, this is just to kind of bolster up the collection a little bit, get the ones that I'm missing. So that's on DVD. Then again, same again, we have Castle, but this is the 3rd season on DVD. But Castle's an absolutely great show. In fact, Nathan Fillion is a bit of a, I don't know if he's an odd actor really, but he tends to do, I don't know whether or not he's a low budget kind of guy, but he kind of flies under the radar. But Castle's a great show, and quite a lot of the stuff that Nathan Fillion's done is great. You know, Firefly, Serenity. He was in Buffy, and everything he seems to lend his hand to, he does very well. Just a shame that he doesn't, you know, get out and about as much as quite a lot of the other ones do, really. You know, in terms of notoriety and whatnots. But I like him. I like him as an actor. I think he's fairly decent. And in Castle, he has a pretty good chemistry with the lead. I don't even know who the lead is, the other lead, but nonetheless, it's not like Bones, you know. But it is a very similar thing to Bones, just a very kind of dynamic relationship that they've got going there. But yeah, Castle Season 3 on DVD. Again, just to bolster the collection up. And similarly, I have Smallville. So getting into the DC, not the DC, well, I don't want to give the game away, but part of the DCEU now, I suppose. But yes, the complete 8th season on Blu-ray of Smallville. Never seen Smallville. Not seen it. So I've got a lot of catching up to do. I've got a lot of catching up to do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I do like a good Superman romp, so hopefully Smallville will live up to that. I've heard good things about it over the years. I just never one of them that I kind of got into when it was on the TV. So, but I do have all of them up to season 8, so just missing the 9 and 10, I think, now. So yeah, that's Smallville. Now, I'm going to pass it out. Then I have Batwoman. Season 3. So in the last episode that we did for the hauls, I did actually say that Batwoman Season 2 was the last one. No, Batwoman Season 3 is the last one. At least the last in this survived 2 seasons, as opposed to the one in the first, which only survived the first season. But yeah, Batwoman Season 3. So again, catching up with that, but that's the final season of that series. So that's that one done. So that's Arrow finished with, Supergirl nearly finished with, Batwoman finished with, and then going into that, we have DC Legends of Tomorrow, the complete and final 7th season? Yes, 7th season on Blu-ray. So, DC, I like that artwork. I think that's pretty groovy. Kind of says it all about the show, to be quite fair. It's brill. It's a weird one, the show. It's not like any other. It's a bit more comic book, but it's a flight of fantasy. But it's real kind of easy going kind of thing. Easy going sci-fi. But yes, DC Legends of Tomorrow, complete 7th season on Blu-ray. So definitely looking forward to it. But again, bittersweet because it's the end. What do you do when you finish watching all of these? But never mind. Yeah, DC Legends of Tomorrow, season 7. So yeah, pretty good. So some good watching there, and just a couple of games that I picked up along the way, mostly from one of the stores in the UK called CEX. They do quite a lot of cheap things in there, certainly for the PlayStation 2, and the one near us seems to do a lot of PlayStation 2 games that are different to anywhere else in Hull. In Hull, where I live, we've actually got at least 3 of these stores. And the one where I live, round the area, is kind of on its own, but it seems to do a lot of PlayStation 2 games that are, as I said, just unique. Not unique, but just different varieties. The other stores don't seem to have a good collection. Oh, this one's got a good few rows of them going down. It's a good one. So I got Disney Move. Yeah, probably will. I might do it for the channel. I'd keep saying that I'm not going to do these moving ones for the channel. I do need a camera first. But yes, Disney Move, because it looks quite fun. I don't mind a good Disney game, to be quite honest with you. So inserting myself into the game with the camera might be a good idea. I don't know. But yes, Disney Move for the PlayStation 2. Then I have a game called, I've seen this hanging around a few times, and it's by, so it's Heady-Gady. I don't know if it's a horror type game. It's got teddies in it and some weird guy from Toy Story. I didn't, but it looks like him. But yeah, Heady-Gady. It looks like a platformer, come kind of RPG. Seen it a few times, never played it. But I have seen it around in the stores. But it was cheap and cheerful, so I thought I'd get it and bulk out the collection a little bit. But yeah, Heady-Gady, and by Core as well. I used to love their games on the Amiga, so they did ramp out a good platformer back in the day, so I'm hoping that it lives up to at least the company's name. But yes, Heady-Gady for the PlayStation 2. Then I have Sonic Riders for the PlayStation 2. So I think this one's been re-released a couple of times for different things. But this, I think, is the original one. So this is Sonic Riders for the PlayStation 2. Love a good Sonic game. You wait to see what's coming in the channel in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, Sonic Riders. I'm looking forward to it. I don't mind a good racing game. I hope it don't do too much grinding, though, because on the rails when Sonic grinds, I can never control him very well. But nonetheless, Sonic Riders for the PlayStation 2. And finally, because you have just got to have this for every single platform, like Bubble Bobble and Rainbow Islands, you've got to have them for every platform, Lemmings. I have it for the NES and now the PlayStation 2. I think I've got it for the PlayStation 1 as well. It's the same game pretty much, but nonetheless, you've got to have it for every platform. So therefore, I will keep finding more versions of Lemmings as I go along. I think they alter a little bit, and I think you can even use the iToy with it and put yourself into the Lemmings. So that'll be a weird thing to do. But nonetheless, Lemmings for the PlayStation 2. So again, I love Lemmings, so I'll be definitely checking that out at some point soon. I'm halfway kind of through playing the NES version, which is probably one of the hardest versions I've known. You can't pause it and move the cursor around. You've got to move the cursor around while the game's active, which in the split-second time, and you need to do it while it's paused. But nonetheless, good old Lemmings, good old Lemmings. Another, in fact, by Fignosis, the company that used to do it, and they were like Team 17 in this case. So Team 17 Core, and I can't ever say it. Fignosis. Is it a silent P? Anyway, Signosis, we'll say that. They used to make some pretty good games back in the day. So I used to kind of look for theirs out in particular. But nonetheless, Anyway, I'm just kind of waffling on, going off into the ether. So I'm finished. That is it for February. So roll on March and see what else crops up. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If you have, please do leave a like. Please do hit that subscribe button for movie reviews, show reactions at other movie-related content. Absolutely loved having you at SciFirst Movie Talk. Definitely love to have you back. Most of all, just thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.